Let's go. I got a vision I see in my head, a melody buried deep into my soul. They call us crazy, we cutting the edge, unlocking the future and letting it go. This is a calling that's higher, the time we decided our stories are gonna be told. This is where legends are born, we paving the road, a future that favors the bold. Break the rules, break the laws, this is the moment we change it all. Break the rules, break the laws, this is the moment we change it all. Yeah, greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. Not to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. Something coming, I can feel it. Deep down in my spirit. Revolution, it's a new day. Time to redefine the limits. So vivid, I can see it. So loud, I can hear it. So they calling me a madman, but the future belongs to the fearless. Break the rules, break the laws. This is the moment we change it all. Break the rules, break the laws. This is the moment we change it all. Yeah, greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. Not to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. Not to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. This is the truth, into the light. Taking our dreams and we bring them to life. This is the truth, into the light. Taking our dreams and we bring them to life. Yeah, greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. Not to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. We about to set the tone, we about to write the code. Yeah, we writing the code. Yeah. We on a new elevation, we came here to shatter the mold. We gon' shatter the mold. Yeah, we about to set the tone, we about to write the code. Yeah, we writing the code. Yeah, we on a new elevation, we came here to shatter the mold. Yeah, I know you hear it, I know you see it. We are the fearless, we are the genius, we are defiance, we are the beacons, we are the true believers. Yeah, greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. Not to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. Yeah. Woo. Greatness. smell what The Rock is cooking. The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock. They talk to me. You got rules and no religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to your fate. I hear voices crying, I see heroes dying, I taste blood that's trying, I feel tension rising. I hear voices in my head, they count to me, they understand, they talk to me, they talk to me.
Hello and welcome to the WWE Wrestling Talk Show with Rob Jones and
Sean Bradley Smith as bring you our pre-show to this Saturday's Royal Rumble pay-per-view,
or Premium Live Event as they call them now.
which will be coming at you from St. Louis, Missouri at the Dome at America's Center.
So it's time to once again get in your cars, fasten your seatbelts and get onto the road to WrestleMania.
But we'll start off with the non-Royal Rumble matches.
Yes, we have 4 matches taking place on the lower cards or undercard, whatever you want to call them. First of all, with the WWE Championship match. Now, at day 1 on New Year's Day, Brock Lesnar was supposed Brock Lesnar
There you go.
was supposed to challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. But Roman Reigns decided to get everyone's little virus by the name of
COVID-19.
and was pulled from the show, with Brock Lesnar being added to what was supposed to be a fatal 4-way match for the WWE Championship with Big E, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and Bobby Lashley. Brock Lesnar would ultimately win that match with a F5 to Big E. However, after there was a bit of a stare down with Lashley and Lesnar, in which we kind of knew what was going to happen next.
It was.
There was then a fatal 4-way match on Raw between Big E, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Bobby Lashley to decide who would challenge Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. That match ultimately won by Bobby Lashley. Well, now, people have been wanting this match for a while.
They have.
I have mixed feelings about that. I mostly I don't necessarily have a problem with Lesnar as a champion as long as he doesn't hold the title for too long. But really, the only reason Lesnar was given the title is because of how situation played out at day one. And there's still talk out there that the whole planned match for WrestleMania is to do Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns again. But can you really do that match with Lesnar as WWE Champion? Not really. And with the way I would like another match to go, I don't necessarily really want Lesnar as WWE Champion.
But now,
Now we move on to the Raw Women's Championship match. After successfully defending the Raw Women's Championship at day one, Becky Lynch would come out on Raw to quote unquote celebrate, only to be interrupted by Liv Morgan, who wanted another match, who was then interrupted by Bianca Belair, who still has a outstanding issue with Becky Lynch following the events of SummerSlam. Then backstage, Doudrop, aka Piper Niven, went storming into Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville's office, basically saying why his CEO is left out. Then a triple threat match was made for the following week between Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and Doudrop, with the winner challenging Becky Lynch at the Royal Rumble. The winner of that match would turn out to be Doudrop. I don't have a problem with this because it gives Lynch a different person to work with at the moment.
yeah,
And with what is rumoured to be happening on Saturday, which we will get to in a while, it could lead to a very interesting period for Lynch. But I don't think anyone is really expecting Doudrop to win this match. Could possibly put her into future championship contenders situation though, as long as Vince doesn't lose his mind. Has he already done so?
he might have already done it. He might have already done so.
Now we go back to what happened a few weeks ago before Christmas. And we all know that Edge would return to Raw after his win over Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell, which would bring back The Miz as well, following his tenure on Dancing with the Stars. This would ultimately lead to a match between the two at day one. We all knew where this was ultimately going to head, and we predicted it weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now, during the one-on-one match at day one, Maurice would constantly get involved in the match, causing Beth Phoenix to come out and essentially negate Maurice,
Much.
allowing Edge to win the match. And of course, on the following episode of Raw, Miz comes out to whine and complain. And then Edge and Beth Phoenix come out, and Edge basically goes, most people would take the loss and move on. But he knows the Miz better, so there's a match made. It's not just any match. It's a mixed tag team match with the team of related Gramazon of Edge and Beth Phoenix taking on the so-called It Couple of Miz and Maurice.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if Miz and Maurice are aware of this, but last time they were in a mixed tag team match, it did not go so well.
No.
No, that was John Cena and Nikki Bella, and we know what has happened with those two since.
Yes.
But we won't. That's a story for a different kind of video.
Yes. Now we move on to our last non-Royal Rumble match.
Yes, so
As the head of the table, Roman Reigns puts his longest reigning Universal Championship on the line against Monday Night Raw's Seth freaking Rollins.
yes, you heard that right. Following the whole situation with Lashley challenging Lesnar for the WWE Championship, and the fact that Roman doesn't really have any challenges on SmackDown with people like Drew McIntyre having to be out for a while. It was then revealed that Seth Rollins would be the challenger for the Universal Championship in what I believe is the first Universal Championship match for Seth Rollins since he lost the championship to The Fiend.
Yeah.
Now, whilst I would kind of want Roman to lose this championship, that would cause a little bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Well, because then we would have the Universal Championship and the WWE Championship on the same show, unless they decided to switch Rollins back to SmackDown. And I don't think that would be a good thing because with all their faults, WWE do like to keep real life couples on the same shows together. And also, Roman Reigns decided to be an idiot last week.
Yes.
Because Seth Rollins, who appears to have formed some kind of alliance with Kevin Owens, took on the Usos in a tag team match.
With the added stipulation that if Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins lost the match, then the match between Reigns and Rollins would be off at the Royal Rumble, or if Owens and
Rollins
managed to win, then the Usos would be banned from ringside.
Now, Rollins had just stomped one of the Usos when Roman Reigns decides to come into a ring and nail Seth with a Superman punch,
Yes.
causing a disqualification, and Seth and Owens win the match. Now, if he wanted to do this properly, he could have just nailed one of the Usos, and the disqualification would have gone the other way, and Seth would have lost his title match.
Nope. Roman Reigns Superman punch Seth Rollins in the face.
So that just leaves the men's and women's Royal Rumble match.
Yes, it's time for the big ones.
So, it is now time to get... Actually, I'm not going to say it because there's someone who can say it 10 times better, and then we will go through, or WWE will go through some of the numbers associated with the Royal Rumble match.
Let's get ready to rumble!
The Royal Rumble match.
This is what we've all been waiting for.
30 men and 30 women battling for the ultimate prize, a championship opportunity in the main event at WrestleMania. WWE Hall of Famer Pat Patterson's vision in 1988 created a legacy of some of the most iconic moments in sports entertainment history.
Drew McIntyre's going to WrestleMania. Hulk Hogan and the Warrior, one-on-one. AJ Styles is here.
Finally, The Rock is going to WrestleMania.
You think you know me?
You gotta be kidding me. It's been 9 long years. Edge is back.
Since its inception, there have been 1,190 entrants into the Royal Rumble match. But only 31 individuals can say they've won.
John Cena, Batista, Becky Lynch, Triple H, Undertaker.
This incredibly rare achievement has propelled 19 superstars to win a world championship at WrestleMania, including 5 of the last 6 Rumble winners. While victory at an early number is improbable, it's not impossible.
Wait a minute! 1 foot! 1 foot! Shawn Michaels has won the Royal Rumble!
And last year, Edge entered at number 1
Over 58 minutes in this match.
and won it all. But not everyone can survive.
What did he land? 1 second! No redos, Santino!
Some struggle to even get in the ring.
Oh my God, what the heck? What did Titus just... I can't believe what I just saw!
While others defy the laws of physics to avoid elimination.
What a move! Kingston's a Rumble highlight reel!
Speaking of highlight reels, Kane has competed in a record 18 Rumble matches where the Big Red Machine decimated his opponents with a record 45 total eliminations. But no one conquered a single Rumble quite like Brock Lesnar, who accumulated a record 13 eliminations in one match. And to make this even more of an unfathomable achievement, the Beast vanquished these 13 superstars consecutively. This year, the 35th annual Royal Rumble event will be unlike any other, featuring a lineup of Royal Rumble All-Stars. The 2022 edition is emanating live from St. Louis, Missouri, the same city where Sheamus won the Royal Rumble in 2012. In 2006, Rey Mysterio set the endurance record in a traditional 30-man Royal Rumble match, surviving 62 minutes, 12 seconds to claim a victory. Last year, Bianca Belair spent the longest time in the Women's Royal Rumble match, lasting a record-breaking 57 minutes and 12 seconds to win it all. Will the EST win her second straight Rumble? If she does, she'll join Hall of Famers Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, and Stone Cold Steve Austin as the only back-to-back Royal Rumble winners. A feat that hasn't been accomplished in 24 years. 8 superstars have won the Royal Rumble twice, but only one man has won 3 times.
Oh, hell yeah!
There's no telling what will happen at this year's Royal Rumble event, as the competition contains more variety than ever. With 60 superstars, including 21 former world champions, 5 former Royal Rumble match winners, 3 WWE Hall of Famers, star of Jackass Forever Johnny Knoxville, and an infinite number of surprises, it's truly anyone's game.
Stars are going to be made, legends created. What an atmosphere this is tonight!
The only thing for certain,
The road to WrestleMania starts now.
So there's some pretty interesting numbers associated with the Royal Rumble match.
Yes.
And we should point out, just before we go through this, we still have Friday's SmackDown to go through at the time of this recording. So we may get a few more confirmed entrants into the Royal Rumble matches. At the moment, we have 22 out of the 30 entrants in the Men's Rumble and 21 out of the 30 entrants into the Women's Rumble.
So we'll start off with the men's Rumble entrance.
We have Andrew Dawkins and Montez Ford,
We also have Rey and Dominic Mysterio,
Austin Theory,
Sheamus,
Johnny Knoxville, who we believe is only in this match help set up some kind of celebrity match at WrestleMania.
Also in the match is the United States Champion, Damian Priest.
The man who made his debut at Royal Rumble 6 years ago, the phenomenal AJ Styles,
Former WWE Champion, Big E of the New Day.
who is probably one of the sentimental favourites, hopefully win the Rumble and then get his championship back.
Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss.
Sami Zayn, and the man who is a Royal Rumble highlight reel coming up with I don't know how many different ways to save himself, Kofi Kingston.
Kevin Owens.
Possibly one of the favourites, almost.
The RK Bro of Randy Orton and Riddle.
And the hometown hero for Randy Orton. The new Raw Tag Team Champions in Chad Gable and Otis.
And finally, the Dirty Dogs of Dolph Ziggler and Robin Roode.
There's been a couple of NXT names bounced around into this match. Two or three who stand out are the current NXT champion, Ron Baker, Gunther,
No, that name is so bad.
and Pete Dunne have possibilities in this match. So, and now for the Women's Rumble.
We have
Rhea Ripley,
Ripley's former tag team partner, Nikki ASH.
the current 24/7 champion, Dana Brooke,
We also have the women's tag team champions of Carmella and Queen Zelina.
Tamina,
Shotzi.
Natalia, and the person she's having a few issues with, Aaliyah.
We also have Naomi.
Then we have Shayna Baszler, and a very interesting entrant, because you may have noticed a lack of a SmackDown Women's Championship match on this card, and that's because SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair decided to enter herself into the Women's Rumble match.
Now we head into our legend side of entrances now, because we have the Bella Twins.
Along with Lita.
We also have The Undertaker's wife, Michelle McCool.
Then we have Kelly, who has entered several other Women's Rumble matches, and then someone who hasn't been seen in WWE for a few years, Summer Rae.
Yes, Summer Rae. And here's a first.
Yes.
We have the first of the Forbidden Door entrance.
Yes, Mickie James will enter the Women's Rumble match. Now, you may be thinking this is not a big deal. Mickie James is known in WWE. What makes this entrance interesting is that they are acknowledging her as the Impact Knockouts champion.
Yes. You heard us correctly. They are actually acknowledging her as that.
And then the final two confirmed entrants at the minute are last year's winner Bianca Belair
and Liv Morgan.
There's been a few names tossed around for the 9 entrants, including former NXT and Women's Tag Team Champion Kylie Shane. But the name which is probably the most interesting being talked about is Ronda Rousey.
Yes, you heard us correctly. Ronda Rousey.
Her personal makeup artist is apparently confirmed to be at the Rumble and the Raw afterwards. Now, this does not necessarily mean that she's going to be in the Rumble match. She could just confront Becky Lynch at All Doudrop after the Raw Women's Championship match. And she is apparently set to do something at for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So, that does it for the Royal Rumble card. The road to WrestleMania will begin Saturday night.
Yes.
As we go through the matches one more time. We have Brock Lesnar defending the WWE Championship against Bobby Lashley.
Becky Lynch will defend her Raw Women's Championship against Doudrop.
Edge and Beth Phoenix will take on The Miz and Maurice in a mixed tag team match.
Roman Reigns will defend his Universal Championship against Seth freaking Rollins with the Usos back from ringside.
And then we have the men's and women's 30-man Royal Rumble match for a championship match at WrestleMania.
So, that about does it for our Royal Rumble pre-show. Join us next week as we bring you our reactions to the road to our road to WrestleMania in the Royal Rumble itself.
Until then, he's been
John Rennie Smith, and he's been
Reese Jones. The road to WrestleMania has almost begun.